Just say why you are running for City Council. And I suppose we will start all the way at the end there with Miss Jackie Clarkson.
Thank you. Good evening. And thank you for having us. I want to, first of all, say thank you to all the organizations that came together, the Propeller Club, Life City, Alliance for Affordable Energy, and I don't want to leave anybody out. My goodness. Sierra Club. And thank you all for coming together. What a neat idea. And I know several people in each of your organizations and I've worked with all of you. And first of all, I want to commend you for being such young advocates and enthusiasts for everything in our city. And I really want to thank Forrest Bradley Wright and Casey Roberts for attending all of our council meetings and keeping us informed. Thank you. And I want to especially recognize someone who first taught me what this is all about when I came to the city council. I thought I was a very intelligent businesswoman that had run real estate companies and raised 5 children and knew what I was doing. But until I met this woman, I had no idea how much I didn't know about affordable energy. And Karen, would you stand up? I want to thank her. She heard me say once, okay, I take your word for it, I trust you. I will listen to you and I will do my homework and I will study and I will be good. But it's boring. And it's not my thing. I can go balance a $500 million budget, which I did this year as budget chairman, but I need them to do the expertise of the electricity and come tell me what to do. So thank you for teaching me that this was the right thing and how to learn to be a part of it to help.
Jackie, we're going to go ahead and move on to
Okay.
Jason's introduction. Thanks.
Good afternoon, good evening. I just want to say thank you guys for coming out and putting this together. You can look at the green push card that I have for my personal information. I just want to start off with a story. I went to join Dibert, this in District A, and we had a program that we were involved in called Sunship Earth. And that's basically still going on today because I'm on the Audubon Charter Board, and we sent some kids there over the Christmas break. And basically, it takes those individuals that have nothing to do with recycling, energy efficiency, and just nature. And we take them into the woods and teach them certain values so that they understand the respect for nature and how we are supposed to govern ourselves as adults and make sure that we pass on this trait as adults into our children. And that's the one thing I've done over my life. By the age of 21, as Student Government Association Senator of Southern University, Baton Rouge, I put a recycling program on campus and in the computer lab to recycle the paper. So I think early on, I understand how this benefits my children and my children's children, and I want to make sure that as a candidate and as a activist in the community that we keep on pushing to benefit the lower income to make sure that they can have the energy efficiency that we want and that it basically helps them. But we have to look at the construction needs and the construction requirements and make sure that we have laws that actually update themselves and we don't have to go through the process every 2 or 3 years to make sure we have the energy efficiency code that we want.
All
We
right,
can be
Mr.
proactive
Coleman.
in how we do it. Jason Coleman, number 21. Thank you.
And we'll move on to Dalton Savoy.
Good evening, Alliance for Affordable Energy. My name is Dalton Savoy, number 33 in the ballot. And I'm here because the office of District D, City Council District D, as you well know, regulates the Utilities Committee, and I want you to make note that I'm the only candidate from Council District D here willing to face you all and to get the concerns and also to make sure that you know I'll be an advocate for the consumer and not the utility companies in terms of making profits. I also want to know that I support the goals and the mission of the Alliance for Affordable Energy and that I believe in fair, affordable and environmentally responsible energy. 2 concerns that I had in terms of the program that I read about is the decoupling program, which has the comparison of the customers' needs versus the profits of the company. And my second program that I noticed that I thought was really important was the NOLA WISE program, which provided direct payment to the customers. I don't think I can fool anybody by saying that our utility rates are out the roof, through the roof, in terms of what we pay in all these parks compared to the rest.
Mr. Sava, we'll have more chance to talk about that later. Let's move on to Stephen Gordon's introduction.
Hello, my name is Stephen Gordon. Oh, it's kind of loud, being very loud now. My name is Stephen Gordon. I'm 30 years old. I lived in Lakeview my entire life. I'm a fourth generation Lakeview resident. I am a small business owner. Started my first business at 24 years old. And that business kind of fits in line with this. We sell LED products. I brought props today, one of the items that we sell. And so this is right up my alley. I've been dealing in this lighting world for 5 years now. I know LEDs very well. We were one of the first companies who started selling this before it really hit the market very hard. With that being said, I'm not a politician. I don't want to be a politician. I'm a business owner. I want to be a public servant. I would like to come in for 4 years, do my civic duty, bring my experience, my expertise in business here, and then after 4 years, go back to the private life. I think that's very important for our business leaders to go ahead and do this, to bring their creative approach to the public sector to help the entire city out. But once they've accomplished that goal, take that experience and go out elsewhere. I think the biggest, I say this often, I think the biggest difference between a politician and a businessman is one talks about getting things done, the other one finds ways to achieve that. And I stand by that very much. And with that being said, I think my expertise as a small business owner and in the lighting field probably makes me one of the best candidates to go ahead and be city council and deal with this type of industry.
Thank you, Mr. Gordon. Next, we'll move on to Susan Guidry.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks to the organizations that put this on tonight. Thank you for the incredible work that you do all the time and that I have the pleasure sometimes of being a part of. I would say quickly that I actually first announced my candidacy 4 years ago. I was this close to deciding, and my husband and my sister and I went to a meeting held by Sierra Club and some other organizations, and they were going around to all the mayoral candidates and asking them if they would support this recycling platform. And someone in the audience raised their hand and said, shouldn't we be asking the council candidates that too? So, to my husband's surprise, I raised my hand and said, hi, I'm Susan Guidry, and I'm going to be running for the city council, and I support the recycling plan. And so I was the first council candidate to sign up for that. And within a week of being in City Hall, I had recycling in my office. And within 2 weeks, at my request, talking to the city council members, we all had recycling in the city council. And then the mayor, not to be outdone, decided to bring it to all of City Hall. And so I'm very proud of that, and that's my beginning. And I believe that having learned for 4 years about all of the programs that we have learned about, all of the work that I have done, that it would be a loss to the district and a loss to the city to take that knowledge and walk away with it, instead of to take it and use it, and that's what I'd like to do.
We'll move on to Drew Ward, introductions.
Good evening, Drew Ward. I have quite a few years experience and passion in things to do with reliable, renewable energies, energy efficiency, that sort of thing, here in New Orleans and elsewhere. And I did hear a few things I want to just comment on. And so one thing I heard was about the Michoud power plant and the need to rebuild it or to find a more efficient way to get power. Michoud is old, provides 850 megawatts of power for New Orleans. New Orleans, however, uses 5.1 million megawatts of power, which means most of it comes from somewhere else, because it's energy. Most of it comes from quite a bit more expensive nuclear plants. We have the potential in this city with over 270 days of sunshine a year, one of the highest solar potentials in the country. We have the single highest wind potential for production in the entire nation, to outlaw North America, 3 miles off the coast. You guys may remember the wind farm we tried to put on Breton Island. That didn't fly to the legislature. And just a couple years ago, it started playing around the river, and there are companies now that are securing 71 licenses between here and the mouth of the river for over 12 gigawatts of river bottom hydropower, completely dependable, never stops. There you go. Cheap.
Thank you, Drew. Moving on to David Lasso.
Good evening, my name is David Capasso. For some of you who know me, I'm a civil rights lawyer, former community organizer, union organizer. I'm among friends tonight. 25 years ago, I was part of Alliance for Affordable Energy. Gary Gresh was my friend. I'm about environmental justice. This summer I was the lawyer for the Gulf Restoration Network, just trying to get people to knock on doors to talk about the BP settlement being blocked by several parishes who didn't even want to let us knock on doors without a special permit, so I was trying to get that for them. I'm a member of Sierra Club. I'm glad that Darrell and Sierra Club members actually have a union. A lot of nonprofits don't understand that about living wages for nonprofits. I'm a member of Louisiana Bucket Brigade, and Ann is pretty obnoxious, and I like that she goes after Jim and other people. Some people ask again, to feed the homeless and to feed people is great, but when you question why they're hungry, do they call you a radical? I'm about environmental justice. I want to know why we can't recycle glass. I want to know why Entergy is still blocking solar energy from getting bricks. I want to continue to fight and be proactive on the city council to work on issues that we can't just keep just saying we can't do anything about it. There are state house issues, but there are also local issues where we can be more proactive. I'd like to have local people run for the Public Service Commission so we don't just continue just have doing what the bidding of corporations is. So
Thank you, Mr. Capasso.
thank you.
We'll move on to Eloise Williams, running for District C.
Good evening. My name is Eloise Williams, and I'm running for District C, number 30 on the ballot. Affordable energy has always been our pet peeve. I live in the Lower Algiers community, just across the river from all the big corporations that bring out the worst to the community. And affordable energy, we have fought this for some years. It's good to sit here tonight to say, oh, people do care. Because for years we have been fighting to get these things addressed and to help to support the people who has to receive all of this nonsense of not being able to pay your light bill, but then everything that you have can be recycled and it go back to the big corporation, and what the big corporation the federal government give to them and not to the people. And we need to make this known that I see the Sierra Club there, one of the Bucky Brigade, Miss Eloise Williams, is part of all of this issue tonight, but I'm not going to make a long story because there's many issues. But all of these things I have already addressed in no more time. Many of you all know me already.
Thank you.
That's it.
We also have Mr. Eugene Green here, who would like to make a statement before moving on also to another event this evening.
Good evening. I would like